using this, Stella. Uh, I've used Claude extensively. It's looking pretty good. There's definitely a few that were, not good, so I couldn't approve them. But there's going to be some progress there. Yes. Uh-huh. Absolutely. Yes. 100%. Cool. All right. Let me. Yeah. No. 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 Yeah. I think this. Yeah. This is paragraph. Okay. For sure. Okay. And so yes, all good. Yes. Sorry. I need to jump. The other guys are coming up on the meeting. All right. Chat soon. It was good to see you guys. Bye. See you online.
Bye. Nice little flyby. Yep. Yeah, it's a good time. I mean, I'd like to believe it's not just because everyone likes to see and hear me. I think it's a little bit more than that, but who knows? Maybe that's it. uh, well, yeah, I'm guessing there's probably two things that we're fighting. The time change probably is messing with people, and also the inconsistency with it being Huddle or Google. I think we need to probably develop it. I don't know. Maybe you have updates on this. Is Huddle going away? Do we just need to retire Huddle? Yeah, I agree. I think it makes it challenging. Yeah, it is hard. It's disappointing. I wish that we could get everybody who's ever tried to build a more decentralized video sharing platform like in the same room together and be like, hey guys, why don't you all just build the same, like build one instead of there being six failing video sharing platforms. We could just have one successful one because there's demand for it. Everybody wants to have a better, platform. Um, but none of us want to pay for it, obviously. So that's the other problem. Hmm. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, it still says it's starting in an hour. Ruh-roh. Yeah, because Discord is because the calendar is automatically adjust to daylight savings time, but the Discord is set in UDT, so it doesn't adjust for daylight savings time. Well, this will be a transition week. Really? You have to do it one at a time? Uh, right, right. Okay. Mm, okay. Oh, right, because I'm part of the team. Yeah, I noticed I have all kinds of new channels in Discord. I was like, what are these notifications? That's right. I'm highly skilled at ignoring notifications from Discord. Lots of years of practice. Uh, Well, we don't have a huge agenda this week anyway, so not really. People aren't going to be missing a ton. Basically, the biggest item on the list was tally proposals. Now that governance is back in action, we have governance props up. So everybody needs to get out there, get your votes in, especially everybody who got delegated. I got my votes in this morning, and yeah, so get out there, get your votes. We've got three different proposals live. We've got the DAO budget for Q1 and Q2 for 2026. So that one's an important one to get approved, just so that we're all on the same page on how we're going to spend money this year. And the second one is payroll for January and February. We are overdue on compensating contributors, so we need to get that payroll pushed out. And then we also have season 1 of the Unlock Creator series. So, building the future of access. This is the incentive program that we've been talking about. And it is officially live for vote for approval. So, make sure you get in there and get your votes on that as well. And then we will have all of our backlog of governance proposals approved, and we'll be able to move forward with new ones. So we have, on that note, we have the design iconoclast is got a draft posted for the EAS integration that he performed. He has done a lot of work on that, and we are a little bit delayed in getting him compensated because the original proposal didn't have the payload to actually execute the transfer of funds. So now that he's actually done the work and not been paid for it, we need to make sure he gets paid. So we will be getting that prop put up. We've been talking to him a little bit behind the scenes just to make sure we get all the details right. We're going to convert the, originally I think we talked about paying him in ETH, but we're going to end up paying him in USDC and UP tokens instead. So we're going to get that fixed on the prop before it goes live, and then that one will be coming up next week. So in 2 weeks' time, voting will be going on that. And I also need to get my proposal for hosting these calls. I labeled it the communication steward because I'm selfish and I want to be a steward. So I invented a role for myself and put it up on a prop. And if you guys approve it, then there we go. I win. So I will try to get that done this week as well. So there'll be 2 new props coming up: Design Iconoclast EAS integration and Trig's Communication Steward. So keep an eye out for those in the coming weeks as well. And then other exciting news, we have the DAO Showcase episode 1 is going live tomorrow. So what? Is that weird? Doing it? I thought it was the 11th. It was on my calendar for tomorrow. They got changed. Huh? Well, congratulations to us. We have our first episode of the DAO Showcase coming out in 2 weeks. So keep your excitement bottled up. I know it's going to be hard. We've been teasing this, but in 2 weeks' time, we will have a much more thorough and organized showcase of the Steward program. That is our first showcase. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled for that in a couple of weeks. And yeah, that'll be fun. Yeah, you want to, beauty. Love to hear it. Yeah, it's exciting to see Unlock out there in the wild, making a difference, making memberships possible. It is a surprisingly challenging thing to solve when you're trying to build, new innovative products. So having in the box solution like Unlock is pretty valuable. Exciting for KF Media to move into this next stage of their community growth. So thanks for Stella for sharing Will T's news while he is out and about in the world on his nomadic journeys. And yeah. Yep. Yeah, I really appreciate that encouragement. I think that it makes a big difference to connect with people that are building similar things, because the time that we live in right now is of infinite capacity for productivity, right? Like with AI, there's no boundaries. Anybody can do anything. But that's overwhelming, and it's not realistic for people to expect themselves to be able to do everything. This idea of like the one man founder being able to go all the way to $1 million valuation or whatever, like this fantasy of doing it alone, usually ends up becoming a fantasy after a while. If you tried that path for too long, you find out that it starts alone and it ends alone. But if we go together, there's so much more that we can accomplish, even though technically we're capable of doing everything ourselves nowadays. But it's more fun, it's more motivating, it's more interesting. You get so many different perspectives when you work with other people. It gets you outside of the limited window of perception that you have about the problem. So yeah, I definitely encourage people. I don't know if I can claim that it's my way, but it is a way that I choose to pursue as well. I didn't invent collaboration, but I encourage it as often as I possibly can. And that's why we're all here, right? Yep. Yep. The only other item that we didn't discuss, which we don't really have much to say about it, but I just want to mention it if anybody's listening to the recording, and we'll talk about it more next week when we have more details. But Ichi Vault was acquired by Amplify. And so they've been in touch with Stella. She's talking to the Amplify team about what that means going forward. And it sounds like there are three potential options that they've presented for us. One of them is obviously we can just pull all of our funds and choose to do something else with it. We can close down. They will support that, help us out with that if needed. The second option is to kind of just continue using the service as is and follow through with putting the extra up tokens in like we were originally planning. They're not planning on shutting down the Ichi Vaults or changing the service in any meaningful way. They're just integrating it into their larger service offering. And that opens up the door for option number three, which is their additional services that they provide as Amplify. They would be willing to do a full token evaluation with us and go over options for how we could modify or potentially migrate to a different token that has more utility. It's a big open-ended, scary thing to consider, because we have just gone through a token migration, so we don't want to enter into that lightly. But it's nice to know that they have these options. We're going to review them. They'll send us more information, and as we get that information, we'll share that with the DAO, and then together as a group, we'll collectively discuss the options and see what makes the most sense, for the Unlock community, and we'll move forward from there. But in all senses, it mostly seems like good news. Amplify is a bigger project. They have more resources, so hopefully that will grow HE Vault. If we don't like the direction it's going, obviously we can just pull out. They're not going to, shut down the ability to withdraw, so there's no big risk of anything there. So interesting times ahead for the Unlock token and the HE Vault. We'll see what comes of it. Yep. Here we are in record time, less than 30 minutes, and we covered it all. Well, yeah, I don't know how people. Mhm. Totally. Mhm. Great reminder. Appreciate that a lot. Yeah, it's so important to have that engagement in governance. It's not just about voting; it's about understanding why we're all voting, and truly being able to make your voice heard. Making your voice heard isn't just agreeing with the pack. Making your voice heard is saying, I don't understand this, and that's what matters the most. Is if you don't understand, that needs to be brought forward, because if you don't understand, I guarantee there's probably somebody else who doesn't understand, and they might be too afraid to mention it too, right? So we have to all be willing to face that fear of seeming like we don't understand, because not understanding isn't a personal fault. It's a DAO failure, right? If we have not, as a DAO, communicated it clearly, then we collectively as a DAO have failed, and we won't know that if people don't tell us. So make your voice heard, speak your mind, be critical. It's okay to be critical. It's not negative to be critical. Mhm. 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 Totally. All right. Well, with that, we have arrived at the end of the agenda. So thank you, everybody, for joining the unlock call. This was an elite group of people, we'll say. But appreciate everyone taking the time to listen to the recording. If you are out there listening to the recording, and if not, we will catch you up with the monthly newsletter, which will be coming out this week as soon as I get it finished. And yeah, we'll see everybody next week, hopefully on a synchronized schedule and a synchronized location as we refined the process.